Good morning and a very warm welcome. You are watching Janata Television and this is the English Bulletin with me, Sushant Dhakal. The top stories first. Meeting of Lower House held 4 times in the last 2 weeks. The MPs continue to play blame games yet again. Nepal receives $75 million from World Bank for COVID-19 vaccines. The fund will be used to secure vaccines for 1/3 of the population. 125 new cases of coronavirus reported yesterday. Active cases climbed to 1,001. German doctors find out the possible source of blood clots in patients administered AstraZeneca vaccine, design a targeted treatment method for clotting. And Champions League 2021 draw completed yesterday. Defending champions Bayern drawn against last year's finalist PSG. And now the news in detail. Meeting of the House of Representatives have been held 4 times in less than 2 weeks. However, no House business was held in those meetings between March 7 to March 19th. The latest meeting of the lower house yesterday concluded with leaders criticizing Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli. During the meeting, Foreign Minister Pradeep Gewali informed members of Parliament that water from the much-awaited Melamchi project will arrive in Kathmandu next week. He also added that the government has made its stance related to the Kalapani border dispute clear with India during a high-level meeting between officials of the two countries. Minister Gewali also informed the House about 7 works undertaken by the government, including recommendation to upgrade Nepal from least developed country to developing country. Minister Gewali further stated that the Supreme Court has directed the government to seek solution to the current political stalemate through the House of Representatives and therefore urged all MPs to reach an understanding in this regard. Airline companies of Nepal have decided to increase the airfare of all domestic flights effective from today. This is the second time in 15 days that the airline companies have increased airfare, citing fuel surcharge. Domestic airline companies had previously increased the airfare on March 5th. The Airline Operators Association of Nepal, the umbrella body of domestic airline companies in Nepal, said in a statement yesterday that all its members will increase the airfare of domestic flights from March 20. According to AAON, the member airlines, in coordination with the Civil Aviation Authority of Nepal, decided to increase the airfare following the decision of Nepal Oil Corporation on March 16th to increase the price of aviation turbine fuel by ₹2. The state-owned NOC had also increased the price of ATF for domestic flights on February 16, and subsequently, the airline operators had raised the airfare on February 20th. The World Bank has approved $75 million to support Nepal to get access to safe and effective COVID-19 vaccines. Issuing a statement on Thursday, the World Bank said its board of executive directors approved the amount from the International Development Association (IDA) to strengthen Nepal's health and vaccination system. According to the World Bank, the financing is expected to facilitate vaccination of at least 1/3 of the population through an equitable distribution plan. World Bank's country director for Maldives, Nepal and Sri Lanka, Fariz Haddad Zervos, said that the support is a testament to their strong partnership with Nepal. He added that the bank has been able to move quickly to support the government's ambitious plans to vaccinate at least 72% of the population. Almost 90% of the new financing will go to the purchase of COVID-19 vaccines and deployment for prioritized populations beyond the 20% that will be vaccinated through COVAX. The rest of the financing will help strengthen the health system to support the COVID-19 vaccination effort and procure other COVID-19 related supplies such as diagnostic tests, laboratory equipment, and therapeutics, the World Bank added. This is Janata Bulletin. We'll be right back after a short break. Welcome back. After the break, we continue with other national news. The government yesterday confirmed 125 new cases of coronavirus across the country. Following the latest round of tests, the total cases of coronavirus in the country have climbed to 275,780, while the number of active cases has also increased to 1,001. According to the Ministry of Health and Population, altogether 271,733 infected persons have recovered from the disease in the country so far. The death toll from coronavirus has climbed to 3,016 following the death of one patient yesterday. Nepal is currently among the top 50 countries that have been most affected by the pandemic. The USA tops the list with over 30.42 million confirmed cases, followed by Brazil with 11.87 million cases. Coronavirus has infected more than 122.87 million people across the world and claimed 2.71 million lives. And now the news from the economic front. The government of Nepal and the World Bank yesterday signed a 24 million deal for the Forest and Prosperity Project to help Nepal advance sustainable forest management. According to a joint statement issued by the government and the World Bank, Nepal will receive $6.1 million as grant and $17.9 million as concessional loan for the project. The statement says that the project will contribute to transforming Nepal's forest sector by improving sustainable forest management and developing a strong forest-based private sector. These activities will result in multiple benefits for forest-dependent people in selected municipalities in Province 2 and Lumbini Province, including inclusive economic benefits, ecosystem services, and greater climate resilience. It will help strengthen ongoing community-based conservation efforts while promoting inclusive, sustainable use, reads the statement. Finance Secretary Shishir Kumar Dhungana and the World Bank's Country Director for Maldives, Nepal, Sri Lanka, Faris Haddad Zervos, signed the agreements on behalf of their respective organizations. Time for a short break here at Janata Bulletin. Stay tuned for international news. Welcome back, and now the international news. Doctors from Germany and Austria say they've not only figured out the mechanism behind the rare form of thrombosis linked to the AstraZeneca vaccine, but have also developed a diagnostic tool and a suggested therapy to clear it up immediately. Researchers in northern Germany said on Friday that they had discovered the cause of the unusual blood clotting found in some recipients of the AstraZeneca coronavirus vaccine, German public broadcaster NDR reported. The investigation showed how the vaccine caused a rare thrombosis in the brain in a small number of patients. The discovery means that targeted treatment can be offered to those who suffer similar clotting using a common medication. The researchers emphasized that treatment would only be possible in patients where blood clots appear rather than as a preventive treatment. The information has been shared with hospitals around Europe, reported DW News. By Thursday, Germany had administered over 10 million doses of COVID-19 vaccines, including the AstraZeneca vaccine. You're watching Janata Bulletin, and now the latest from the world of sports. Defending champions Bayern Munich are set to take on Paris Saint-Germain, the team they beat in last year's final, as the Champions League draw for 2021 season is completed. Chelsea boss Thomas Tuchel, who guided PSG to last year's final, will lead his Chelsea side to face off against Portuguese outfit FC Porto. Porto had knocked out Italian giants Juventus in the last round, while Chelsea defeated Atletico Madrid. Another English side, Manchester City, who are in the running to win an unprecedented quadruple, have been drawn against Germany's Borussia Dortmund, while their English counterpart Liverpool will face Real Madrid. In the semi-finals, the winner of the Real Madrid-Liverpool tie will face Porto or Chelsea, and Manchester City or Dortmund will take on Bayern or PSG. The two-legged quarter-final tie will take place on 6 to 7 and 13 and 14 April. We are at the end of Janata Bulletin, and the headlines once again. Meeting of the lower house held 4 times in last 2 weeks. MPs continue to play blame games yet again. Nepal received $75 million from World Bank for COVID-19 vaccines. The fund will be used to secure vaccines for 1/3 population of the country. 125 new cases of coronavirus reported yesterday. Active cases climbed to 1,001. German doctors find out the possible source of blood clots in patients administered AstraZeneca vaccine, design a targeted treatment method for clotting. And Champions League 2021 draw completed yesterday. Defending champions Bayern drawn against last year's finalist PSG. And that's all from the English News Desk for today. You can follow Janata Television and our programs on various social media platforms, including on our website janatasamachar.com. Keep watching Janata Television. Namaste.